guys, Stephen Fillers in the garage. Today we're looking at Ranch Hand's front and rear Sport Series of bumpers. So the Sport Series is designed for the wincher in mind. It accommodates up to a 16.5 pound rated Warn winch. So if you are the wincher, this is the bumper for you. Now this is made of a diamond plate steel with a C-channel design as well, so it's very strong, very durable, but also very heavy, actually over 300 pounds. So you're probably going to want to have some friends over to help this installation go smoothly. It comes with grade 8 hardware, so it's not going anywhere once it's installed. But if you have any reservations at all about doing this yourself or with your friends, check out our dealer locator. You can find a dealer that would be happy to help you with this installation. Now let's talk about some of the provisions that Ranch Hand has made for this specific application, the F250 Super Duty here. So the first provision I want to talk about is the cutout here in this grill that they've made for the front parking camera, which you can see there. They've also made provisions for your factory fog lights and tow hooks on the passenger and driver hand side. You'll see your fog lights there and your tow hooks are tucked underneath here. So you can still use your tow hooks as normal with this bumper, but also your adaptive cruise control as well. So if your application has the adaptive cruise control, the sensor, they've actually made that work right with this bumper very easily. So all those things from the factory that you've come to love, you can still use with your bumper. But they've also made a 2-inch receiver tube as well, right into the bumper. So if you want to do anything from towing boats, pulling boats, put in a D-shackle right in your receiver, those are options you can have with this additional piece, this additional 2-inch receiver. Now let's talk about now what you're going to gain, but also some of the things that you may lose when you move to a Ranch Hand bumper. And it's really not a lot you're going to lose. So the one thing I want to note is how sleek the F250 looks. The new design is very sleek, very modern, just a well-designed truck. And what you're going to lose maybe is some of that sleek look. You're actually going to get yourself a more tough utilitarian look. So if that's your style, this is the perfect bumper. Just know that you may sacrifice some of that sleek look when you move to this bumper. But what you're going to gain is leaps and bounds more valuable than any of that. And that's going to be the peace of mind, safety, and security that comes with the Ranch Hand bumper. Now moving on to the rear bumper, you have a lot of the same styling and the same design as the front bumper. That diamond plate steel construction and the C-channel design go together to make a very strong and very durable bumper. Now this comes in at over 80 pounds and is going to be very unforgiving to anything you happen to come in contact with your bumper. And they made provisions for everything from the factory that you would need and expect, such as your receiver hitch, that is included, and they've made provisions for that, as well as your factory tow plug and your spare tire lock. All that is included, as well as you'll see here along the bottom, you have your 4 proximity sensors in the rear, so if your application has those, they made provisions for that as well. They've also included some 6-inch oval LED light bars, as well as some license plate lights as well to illuminate that license plate. Alright, so I touched on the installation very briefly, but I kind of want to go more in depth now as far as the difficulty rating and how much time that it took for our team to make this happen. So as far as our team, it took us about 6 hours to make this install happen, and that's not just because of the difficulty of the installation, but mainly because of the weight and the unwieldiness of the bumper when putting it on the truck. The difficulty I'm going to give an 8 out of 10 as well, simply because of the weight of the bumper, but it really is a straightforward installation if you have the manpower and the tools on hand. Now, if you don't have the tools or the manpower, the one thing that I recommend most of all is checking our description below for a dealer locator, and you can find a dealer near you that would be more than happy to make this installation happen. Alright, so that's a wrap on the Ranch Hand Sport Series of bumpers. If you want any more details or are interested in making a purchase on these bumpers, check that description below. Everything will be listed for you there, and even a dealer locator like I mentioned earlier, so you can find a dealer to make your purchase, but also to make the installation happen. Thanks again for tuning in. This has been Total Truck Centers in the Garage.